Hey y'all, welcome to the Everybody Just Calm Down, the podcast where we break down all the drama, shade, and iconic moments from your favorite reality shows. I'm Poe Theory, and I'm here with my co-host,
Jared.
And I'm Danielle.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
How you doing?
Ooh.
We miss you, Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
We miss her.
I know.
So how's everyone's week been?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, is it that bad? That's just a
I mean, just thank God we had Bravo and escapism, but you know.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I would say that this has definitely been a week. When I was going to pick up my dog today, I was like, wait, it's Wednesday? So I am thankful that the week is flying by. But yeah, I guess when it comes to like the personal life, I've decided I'm no longer dating.
Oh.
I'm getting rid of that.
Okay.
I don't want any parts.
So what are we doing?
I think, no, I'm still gonna have sex.
Okay.
God.
But I won't date because I'm realizing that there are guys that are really, are you still recording? You just got to call Danielle. I thought you put yourself on Do Not Disturb, girl. It said you got to call. She don't even know how to use Do Not Disturb, girl. What is going on? I'm about to get my whole life.
She do whatever she can to take the spotlight off you. That's something over there.
That is something. She put me on something. That's crazy. She do anything she can to ruin my spotlight.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Do it. Oh my God.
Now all of a sudden she the only person that Do Not Disturb don't work like everybody else Do Not Disturb. Like what?
I'm trying to scroll. It's my nails. It's the way that I'm doing. Fuck.
This is unacceptable.
Where's-
This is so unacceptable.
Where's production?
Right.
Oh
Where
my
is
God,
production?
Wait, Louis, look, now I gotta call. Look, I gotta call the child. In. Oh my
This
God,
is
Louis,
ridiculous.
help me. Oh my God, he's saying he in the bathroom, child. I'm not something, y'all. I'm sorry.
This is so chaotic. Like what?
This shit off.
I just don't understand.
What is happening?
Y'all.
And then make sure you wipe your fucking camera because now it look like you just kissed your. Wipe your camera, bitch. Wipe your camera.
Where is that? Let's say it in the bathroom, child. Oh Lord, I ain't never gonna make it.
Not her wiping it with a real fucking cloth, bitch. Not her wiping it with a real cloth. I'm done.
Anywho.
Yes, but anywho, I've decided I'm not going to actively date. I figured and I deleted all of my dating apps.
Good for you.
And the reason that I deleted all of my dating apps was because I feel like I'm running into a lot of guys that are really great on paper. And there's no reason why it should not be working out. And I feel like that is like the universe telling me, hey dog, you ain't got time for that. The reason I'm not allowing this to work out is because you should be focusing on you and the things you want to build. And obviously everybody just calm down. The podcast is one of the things I want to build, build with you guys. And so I'm not going to fight that no more.
That's fair. At least you weren't Delulu about it.
Right.
So
no. Whoa. I was very Delulu. I just got to this now. Got to this conclusion.
I'm giving you your props, sweetie. We're not talking about the past, are we?
Right.
Nancy. Okay.
Very fair. So I'm assuming, Jared, you said your week was just.
I mean, first of all, it's still January.
That's
Yeah, and work has just been. January is a busy month for me at work, and I'm just ready for the month to be over and for us to move on. But 2 more days.
2 more days, and then you'll see me next week.
Well, don't clap because I won't be there.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's normal for Michelle. Michelle is normally on Broadway, and Kelly and Michelle always get together. I actually did invite you.
Was I invited by Jared?
Well, I think I've said this before, but Aaron always invites himself.
Yeah, I don't ever. No, it's very fair. No, that's very true because I will always say, "What you doing this weekend?"
Yeah, but
you going out of town?
To be fair, I made it clear a long time ago that I have an open door policy for him. So
yeah, it's my bedroom.
Well, what does that have to do with me still?
Well, apparently you were invited. I didn't know.
Well, you see, so his open door policy kind of okay. So it just leans towards me. Got it. Okay, great.
It's an extension.
Okay, see you next week. Bye.
I cannot. Okay. So this episode, I feel like this is gonna be probably one of the shortest reviews we do because it was such a it was such a filler episode, but not in the way that other franchise filler episodes are. We did get some zhuzh out of the girls, but compared to the last episodes, like we didn't get any like big declarative arguments or anything like that.
That's true.
I would say it was refreshing.
Yeah, I agree. I actually enjoyed it. And considering that this is the mid-season point, I did think they did a really good job of kind of wrapping up this mid-season for us to transition into something else.
That's very fair. When I was watching it, it's just so funny that was it the last episode where you were like, all right, it's getting Lucy Apple Juicy.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. Literally after you said that, here comes the mid-season trailer. And I was like, look at Jared almost ghost producing these hoes, telling them, are they watching EJCD?
Oh, they might be.
Could be.
Are they?
There was that one person that informed us that we do not know Beverly Hills Society, so
that is very valid.
That might.
And speaking of that woman, I need y'all to follow us on every single platform on Threads, Instagram, Twitter. Obviously, you guys are here, so you already know to follow us on YouTube. But we'll subscribe on YouTube. Oh, Instagram, yes. We are EJCD Podcast everywhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, go ahead, D.
No, I was just telling the girls follow, like, subscribe.
Exactly. So let's get into the episode. So we open up the episode with Kyle at her home alone. She's definitely giving Macaulay Culkin. With the little carpet muncher vibes. Is that offensive? Is carpet muncher offensive?
Whoa.
Is that offensive?
I mean, a little bit.
She doing both. It's a
sister party.
But the thing is that literally had nothing to do with this home scene. You just decided to throw that in there.
You just added that.
Okay, let's be very clear. Kyle had on a fucking spiked bangles, a sleeveless white t-shirt, and boot cut denim. She ain't give.
It was given chic bro.
Not chic bro. Not chic bro.
No shit. But like butch. I got it.
Look, I'm here with you.
I don't know. Next.
I'm trying to. Never mind. I'm not gonna get all my business out here. Kyle is sad that she's home alone. She says one of the great things about having a big family is that there's always someone there. And then she cuts to calling Portia, and she's on the phone with Portia. This was actually really sad to me because I think we've all been in that situation where you got somebody on speakerphone and the other person is like, let's say me and Danielle are together and Jared calls me and I have Jared on speaker and he's like, what are y'all doing today? And then Danielle's like, no.
Well, that would be the opposite.
I mean, Danielle's like, because I feel like that the girls, it wasn't a sister dinner. I feel like all of the sisters were going to dinner with Mo.
Oh, you think so? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Because there were the pauses were too long.
I just thought that they were all together and they're like, oh my God, mom's trying to hang out with us. Ixnay that. And you're the baby, you're going to crack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I agree, Aaron, because considering that they still do a lot of stuff as a whole family, I feel like they would have just told her if that was the case. I don't feel like there's a reason for them to hide that.
I don't see, but I can see how you guys would say that. My only thing is that I don't believe that I can use Danielle as a perfect example, actually. Danielle as a friend and how she is. Danielle is how she is as Danielle is. Damn.
Land the plane,
How
bro.
Danielle, land the plane. Let the horse lie. How Danielle is as a friend. I'm not saying it's on the same level as how she is as a mother, but there is a very like warm and caring effect. Like if I tell Danielle I'm sick, the bitch gonna call me like, "How you feeling?" Like she's gonna be that. Yeah, she's gonna be that girl. And I can use that and apply that to Kyle in the same ways that how she can be with her friends. I feel like she could be like that with her family as well. And I feel that there could be a possibility where like the daughters was like, "Hey, mom, we always catering to you, but like dad should have some time with us as well." And the fact that Portia was at her dad's house at the time. Because think about it, she was staying with Mo. She spent the night at Mo's house. And then the way she was having all these pregnant pauses about going to dinner, I think it was supposed to be like a daddy-daughter thing. And daddy-daughter is very cute with all the sisters and everything when y'all are married and happy. It's a different vibe when y'all are, separated.
Yeah, when you're separated. Okay, now that you explained it in that way, that does make sense. I still disagree with you. No, I still disagree with you.
Oh, let me put my bangs down.
Yeah,
Let me
flip it back, Mary J. Blige. Right. Yeah. What I'm saying is I still do not agree with you. But what I will say is that makes a valid point. It could have been a daddy-daughter date, but she was giving very desperate. And because it was Portia being the baby on the other line, I think they put her on, shoved her like, mommy's going to call you the most. You're the minor. That makes sense. So, So I agree I hear what you're saying in your point. I just don't agree with you.
Or maybe she wasn't going with the sisters at all. Maybe she was just going to meet up with one of her little friends.
Well, just because you was fast and Tucker, don't put that on Portia.
I told my mama where I was going because she didn't care.
Also, too, I would love to aspire. I want the type of wealth where I still need a grown adult to drive me in my new Porsche because I can't drive alone in my new Porsche.
Oh, I assume she couldn't drive because she had a permit, like a learner's permit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine? Like, let's be real. Like, you got a brand new Porsche, and you still can't drive it alone.
Yeah.
Like that's
it's giving super
that's beautiful. Hello. I just posted that clip from that girl. Do you want me to beat you up in front of everyone?
What was her name?
That big girl, the weird light-skinned girl.
Yeah, she was pretty iconic. I can't remember her name.
She was. And the way that her white homegirl was just smiling in her face, I feel like that was produced, but whatever. So then
she?
after, who knows? What does she look like?
Right. Why is she not a housewife somewhere?
Right. I feel like the only people that we have that we know of from Super Sweet 16 would be Shirley Ralph's son, and then Tiana Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gerald Levert's daughter was on there as well.
Oh yeah.
Rest her soul.
She died?
No, she didn't die. Her sister died.
Oh.
I thought it was her.
Oh, she died?
He only had one daughter.
He just lost another daughter too.
Gone. Oh, his kids is gone.
Danielle.
Shit, my bad.
Nope. Nope. All right. And then we move on.
Shit. And this is why we can't go live.
How did we even get here?
Like what? Okay. So then we move on to Cal and her leather studded boots sitting down in the table, FaceTiming with Erica. I think with all of us being great housewife-ologists, we can see when the editing is not editing in the proper way. She calls Erica, and the first thing out of Erica's mouth is, I think the counselor just needs to be out your business. And it's like, was there a hello? Was there a hi? How you're doing? And a little piece of me kind of feels like, Erica, if anyone's really in it, it would kind of be you. I would say that it hasn't really been up to you for you to be in it. But I think after Dorit threw her dick on the table and like, hey dog, like on the last episode, like you got to pick a side. Now Erica's like, hey dog, I want to be hands off.
But I think it's a little convenient though for her to start saying that now.
I agree. Yeah.
Out. Like everyone, I think before she should have said that in the beginning, where no one knew where they stood. Where Dorit and Kyle didn't know where they stood with each other. They're at a middle ground. In the beginning, we didn't even know what they were arguing about. Then that's when the conversation of "you knew I was separated." Then that's when the conversation of the text message debacle came out. That came in like little segments to us. So if you wanted to stop talking about this from rip, from the second that lady said, "Oh yeah, we text jokes and memes," that should have been the end of it. But you kept it going because you don't have nothing else to do. You're not picking the lemons off the tree.
Not the lemons off the tree, child.
That don't make sense to y'all? It makes sense to me though. You never been like in like the middleman of a situation, and at first it's like not that deep, so you're like, oh, you know, you're trying to mediate. Then it started to get more and more intense. Then you're like, oh no, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm out of here. Like that don't make sense.
I'm usually I'm the opposite in that way. I am hands off, and when I see it getting deeper, I'm like, okay, clearly you bitches can't figure it out, so I'm gonna help you.
Let me jump in.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. You are probably hands on in the beginning, and you're like, oh, this is a thing. Let me back out.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna jump in until I see the shit worthwhile. Then I'm like, ooh, wait, hold on, this actually could get interesting now. Let me jump in.
No, I jump in. I don't think I ever jump out. I think I'm just in there. But
well, one of my goals for this podcast, and first of all, this bitch talking about she gonna dock my pay. I have yet to get her goals, but whatever. Yeah, I'm putting it on Front Street. But anywho, I think I can't wait for us to do. I guess this goes in line with our with one of my goals as being like us doing a live podcast together for us to all hang out, because Danielle, you will die coming to DC and hanging out with us. And for our viewers, I've hung out with Danielle a million and one times. I used to live in New York. Danielle lives in New Jersey. We used to work. We work together now, but we worked in a couple other places as well. And then I've known Jared for like 10 plus fucking years now. We used to work together and then continued our friendship.
You love
a listen, as an antisocial type of girl, I can't make friends in a while. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. But yeah, the vibe would be crazy. But I say all that to say is that literally when we're hanging out in DC, it is housewives. It's just the mess. It is, and then we wake up the next morning like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all
not
good?
Like Brent was after vacation.
Yeah.
We can still do the horseback riding. We can still horseback ride. We can still do it. But no, so as she's on the phone with Erica, Kyle is basically saying she's over it. She's so tired of this. Like, she just wants to have this, basically like a conversation with Dorit, very similar to what Jared said. Like, can we just button this up? Let's move on. I don't want to continue to talk about this. And I can agree with that, but not for the same reasons that Kyle is saying that, if that makes sense.
No, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, and honestly, she don't have no fight in her. Number one, I feel like she wanted to quit. Number one, she doesn't have the fight in her, and she doesn't have the people backing her. When she had all her soldiers, Kyle would have ate this shit up the whole season.
Yeah.
She'd have done this. She would have been doing this every episode. It would have been something new. She would have made up something new. She actually doesn't have a fight, which is, I don't even. Are we going into the scene where they're meeting at dinner, where they're meeting for lunch?
Well, yeah, but then she also mentioned right before her solo scene ended that this is the worst place she's ever been with this group. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad you know you're having a bad season, because you are on the bottom of the fucking barrel right now.
You're not doing well, bitch.
No,
not well.
That's the one time she's been self-aware.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. I can't even give her self-awareness. The reason I can't give her self-awareness is because, yes, she is experiencing a very shitty time, a very sucky time, but she's not understanding that she's the cause,
right? Yeah,
of the bad time.
She can't understand why everyone's so upset with
right?
Her,
I don't get it. What are we, a cult? What is this? How old are we?
Not a cult.
Ciao. How old are we? So then we move on to Bose and Dorit's lunch. I am really becoming one of those people that I get excited when I see, like, I enjoy Bose's, and Bose, plural of Bose is so, it feels wrong to say Bose's.
Yeah.
Right, Bose's. But I am enjoying Bose's and Dorit's solo scenes together. Like, I'm so enjoying them. They so feel good.
They're so genuine. They're really wholesome. And considering we know what Dorit is genuinely going through, like, you can genuinely tell that, like, Dorit is actually struggling. Like, really. And unlike we've seen housewives go through divorces, we've seen it every season from every other franchise, literally. But for some reason, we never saw it from the beginning. We could see those other relationships going in the dirt. We didn't see PK and Dorit going in the dirt. If someone told me in Dorit's first and second and third season that her and PK would have been getting divorced, I wouldn't have believed it. Their marriage was genuinely strong. He was worshiping the ground she walked on, but it wasn't just for the camera. It was like, I was like genuine love. Like, I thought it was there.
Their split didn't shock me. I mean, they seemed like they were good together for a while, but honestly, Dorit seemed like a pain in the ass to be married to. And I'm not saying it was her fault, because I'm sure PK had, what did she call him? The mean guy or whatever she said?
The monster.
The monster. I'm sure he had his moments too, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Dorit seemed annoying as fuck.
Well, she's alleging he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Did she drive him to be an alcoholic? No, I'm just kidding.
No. I wouldn't say so no divorce will ever shock me. I kind of am on no divorce will ever shock me.
Don't you ever say that on my marriage. Not when you stood up and was right there. Not shocked.
I wasn't in a wedding party. Like, what do you mean? I was a guest.
Audience, bitch, you fucking clapped for me. You saw me.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying no. Listen, I went into an argument with my man that I was engaged to and ended up single and living in a whole nother city. That argument wasn't even supposed to be a breakup. So nothing ever shocks me. But what I'm saying to this, I don't know if it's because of the addition of Bose to Dorit. It's making me feel more connected to it, because the way Bose is, and I mean this in the best way possible, the way that Bose has connected to Dorit and inserted herself in Dorit's life within their friendship, I think because I can relate to Bose, I can see the devolving of Dorit's marriage and feel like a kind of like a connection to it in a way that I don't feel about Kyle and Mauricio's divorce. I feel bad for Kyle solo, like her being in the home alone, but the dissolution of her marriage is like, all right.
I think one reason for that might be that Dorit is being so much more upfront as far as what actually led to her split versus
great point.
Everything with Kyle and Mauricio has been super ambiguous.
That's a great point.
I will say too, one thing that really hit me with this scene that this been mentioned earlier in the season, but with Dorit gravitating to Bo so fast and feeling so close to her, and then it hit me, and I was like, Dorit really doesn't seem like she has that many close friends or any close friends. And then I was thinking back on it, and I was thinking to past seasons, and I couldn't recall any time where Dorit ever brought like a friend, a guest, or anybody on the show. Even when she like hosted her own events, even when she had like her fashion show, etc. Like Dorit never brought anybody onto this show that she introduced as her friend, her whatever. Like I can't recall it. So I'm like, oh, she really must not have that many close friends, and I can see why she has gotten so close with Bose.
I know you were to say.
And that was
Go ahead. Boy George.
Yeah.
But that was through her husband.
That was through PK.
Which also adds to the fact of her thinking that her and Kyle was closer than what Kyle considered them. Because Kyle, I mean, like or not, Kyle does have friends. So I could definitely see how between them they looked at that relationship very differently. But I had never noticed until this scene or thought about the fact that I've never seen Dorit with anybody outside of this cast.
I was going to compare it to the Bronwyn and Lisa situation. How Bronwyn thought it was more, and we're now looking at Bronwyn crazy about the relationship with her and Lisa. I actually look at Kyle crazy for when she did that shit on Amazon Live saying like, we've only been on one vacation. We're not that close. I looked at Kyle crazy more than I looked at Dorit. I didn't think it was crazy for Dorit to look at Kyle as a close friend.
Me neither.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have, like, I mean, you guys will know this. Jared can speak to this more than Danielle can speak to this. Danielle, you, Kiona, and Q, and Gillian would be, to Jared, y'all would be considered new friends to me. And we've been friends for 5 years now. Me and Danielle have been friends for 5 years. But Jared would consider you, all of my New York friends, New York friends. My new friends. Because I don't make new friends. I'm a Dorit. I am a Dorit. So I relate to that. And that's actually, I'm so glad you brought that up, Jared, because we are seeing a different type of energy around with Dorit. And I think Bose is allowing that to come out of Dorit. Just like even just how she's responding to like Bose's what is it called? African American AAVE, African Vernacular English. Like she'd be like, "Girl, what? What'd she say? Did you what?" Yeah. And Dorit's like, "Yeah, girl, yeah, girl." Like it's bringing out a different part, and I do see the comments where the girls are like, "It doesn't." From Dorit's part, it doesn't feel genuine. I'm like, no, it does feel genuine to me because it's bringing out a different part to Dorit. This is she's able to, I guess, just
let her hair down in a genuine way.
Yeah.
Because with these ladies in Beverly Hills, let's be real, no one's ever really letting their hair down. There's always something that's like, oh, I can't be my 100%.
Keep going. I'm here.
You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, for me personally, I think Bose is definitely an asset to Dorit's friendship. And we now know, fast forward to the future, when she just celebrated her birthday. Right. Listen, I don't know Bose. Ooh, was that a dog?
Okay.
Everybody's getting dogged today, honey.
No, just that one.
What I will say is, fast forward to the future, Bose, we do not know Bose personally. I wish we do. Bose, we love you. I wish to meet you. But what I will say is, Bose does not strike me as a person who just lets anyone in her circle. Correct. She is friendly. Bose, honestly, is very similar to me. I'm very friendly to a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, as far as you being in part of my personal life, my parenting, my husband, my close friends, that's something very sacred to me. I keep that very similar to what Aaron was saying earlier with Danielle the person and Danielle the parent. Is two different people, not on like a funny way, but just I separate those two lives. Yeah. So with that being said, with Bose doesn't strike me as a person who would just let anyone in her circle as far as being with her immediate friends around her daughter, who is the only family like genuinely close to her that she has. So Dorit being around for all that, oh no, they're friends for the long haul. Mm-hmm. I don't see them having an argument. Well, number one, Dorit wouldn't win that argument.
No. But I don't know. Dorit's been kind of on a roll, but she might put up a good fight. No.
I would say, well, one of the things I wouldn't clock, I love Bose's cute Africa clutch that was on the table. It was really cute. I appreciated that. I'm always going to clock her like accessories and her style. I just love everything about Bose. Her makeup. I feel like she did maybe 2 or 3 less bundles in this scene, and I appreciated it. I don't mind all the drama she gives, but this was a cute little bundle. One part that we did leave out from this is that, but I think this was it was in conversation and then it transferred to confessional. And that was when Bose was just like, one thing that confuses her is like when Kyle continues to say that she acts like she was so unaware of what was going on with Dorit, as if she was never close to Dorit. And then you have production flashing back to all these instances where what Kyle is saying is just not true. Mm-hmm. And then Bose goes on to say, like, you know, Kyle is trying so hard not to look like the bad guy, but in the process of trying not to look bad, she's making herself look worse. Yeah. And I could not agree more.
Oh, 100%. But again, like you said, Jared, in the beginning, she hasn't been held accountable. Not really. She's, you know what I mean? She's never been, her feet have never been held to fire. Let's be real. Yeah. Her shit just literally gets swept. She starts, even for her to get to her screaming match with her vein in her forehead, that happens and then it gets swept under the rug. We never hear about it again. It's over.
Can I say one thing that I don't think we've ever brought this up on here? I don't like when Kyle keeps saying, like, I've shared so much. I've shared so much of my life with this show. It makes it seem like she's putting all her business out there. I've shared my sisters and da. Well, your sisters were a part of the show. Like Kim, for instance. You didn't share Kim. Kim was a housewife.
Right.
Kim had her own stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you put Kim's shit out there. Mm-hmm. You didn't put none of your stuff out there. Like, stop making it seem like you just put all your business out there, Kyle. Like, you've never actually put your business out there. You put your existence out there. You have children, you have a husband, and you have a family. But you are a Candy.
Yes.
Well, Candy put her business out there. Candy does put her business out there, but I would say, it's not a fair comparison to say she's a Candy, but I'm saying she has a certain aspect, the other aspect of Candy, that even when Candy didn't have a storyline, Candy brought in other people to give her a storyline.
Valid.
And that's what I feel like Kyle has been the whole time. I'm not giving you none of my drama. I give you my shit with these girls that I'm with, but I'm not giving you no family drama. I'm not saying it. I'm not even going to talk about the mess that is in the tabloids. I get mad when you put a magazine in the bag to talk about it, but we can talk about everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like.
Sorry, Jared.
And listen, we know your love for Kyle. Listen, I like Kyle too. I like her too. But also, I mean, sister, give it a break. Give it a break. We're over it. Stop your shenanigans.
You don't see me arguing with you.
Oh, I think he gave. I think he gave it up about 2 episodes ago.
I can't defend her this season.
Well, I was shocking that you could the other seasons, but
she gave me something to work with this season. I have nothing. I got nothing for you, Kyle. Sorry,
nothing for you, child. So then we move on to Garcelle and Sutton. They're on FaceTime and they're discussing the fact that Garcelle is going to have all the women over to her beach house. Apparently, Kyle has invited everyone to dinner except for Bose and Dorit, and of course, Garcelle and Sutton clock it like, you inviting us, but you ain't inviting the other 2 people that got, one, Bose is supporting Dorit, and Dorit has a problem with you, so it's probably easier for you to get with us and basically
soldiers.
Exactly. Well, from Sutton's words, minions. Well,
Garcelle
for Erica,
and I are not minions. Well,
she was serious about that, right?
Yeah, she did clock it. One thing I will say this scene immediately annoyed me. So I'm kind of getting annoyed with the fact that outside of the group scenes, it seems like Garcelle and Sutton only film with each other. Like, I'm kind of sick of Garcelle/Sutton scenes. I wish they would film with some of the other members of the cast separately. It's getting a little redundant.
Yes, that's how I felt about the Jennifer. Remember, I kept saying with the Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah. Like, it's starting to get to the point.
Give me another dynamic.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the point where every time they pop on the screen together, I'm just rolling my eyes.
Well, because they're about to talk some shit. It's actually nothing ever positive. That's number one. So that's number one. And number two, you can actually even tell almost in this episode where Jennifer Tilly is almost trying to break away from that little clip from them too. Like, she wants to venture out to the other girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
she does.
For some reason, they're still like, they still got a little hold on her.
Yeah. It's getting a little annoying.
It is. Well, because they're both really dry.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me because I've been watching the interviews with Bose as of late, and it's shocking to me that Sutton was her in.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, really?
Like, Sutton was her connect. They were and she said they were social friends. Yeah, they were social friends, and that's how she got on the show, through Sutton.
Oh, well, thanks, Sutton.
Right.
That's the only thing we ever said thank you to her for.
Right.
This season, at least, show. But, basically they're talking about like how Kyle is trying to rally the troops and, get everybody to basically preemptively get on her side before they all get together. Cause she doesn't want what has happened every single time everyone gets together to happen again. And newsflash, Kyle, the EJCD podcast, we don't want it no more either.
Yeah.
We're good on it. We like, if you're going to get dragged, we'd rather you get dragged about something else. We're done with the whole text message, the drama with you and Dorit. We're good on it.
And honestly, and even though I got clocked, I wasn't mad at it. It's a housewife move. She's a seasoned housewife. She knew what she was doing. Whatever.
Right.
Do what you got to do.
Be strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
No.
So then we move on to the lunch where it's Kyle, Garcelle, Sutton, and Erica. Obviously, Kyle shows up first again.
She was
doing both. She doing both. Like, she doing both, child. So Kyle shows up first, and then we have Garcelle that shows up. One thing that I appreciate, and I think this kind of speaks to what you were saying, Jared, is that I actually do like Garcelle more when she's away from Sutton.
Yes.
Because she gave the same energy that she gives even when Sutton's around. She didn't change her tune. She still said, Kyle, I mean, that is kind of weird that you said the text message. Like, she didn't bow down because she was one-on-one with Kyle. She continued to have her viewpoint. It felt good to just see her have that interaction without Sutton there.
And they actually had a good dialogue without Sutton inserting her fucking chaos.
Yes.
I had that as a note. My actual note is great job, Garcelle, on getting Kyle. Because she actually ate her up in a, I guess if you could eat someone up in a nice way.
Yeah.
Ladylike. It was really ladylike. We're still gonna have lunch. It wasn't a screaming match. I did like Garcelle in that scene, and everyone knows that I'm not really a fan of Garcelle. Formerly known as Fancy. I'm not a fan at all.
She hates black women.
Why was that even necessary?
Well, you know what? Because every time the girls try to come for me about not liking Garcelle, and her resume, and what resume?
You know what, I just realized? You being a real hater right now, and you over there looking like Tupac with that scarf, but it's whatever.
Listen, and rest his soul, allegedly.
Mm-mm. Not the gang fans, child. But I do felt like it was a very healthy conversation.
Yeah.
In the way that Kyle was likable. She was likable for me in this season. I mean, in this scene where I think when you remove all the theatrics of it all, Kyle could not really do her normal woe is me thing. She did, explain herself and try to get herself out of it, but
like Sylvester the cat.
Right, exactly. But Garcelle was just so but Garcelle was just so matter of fact about it. It's like, well, what can you say about this, Kyle? It does look crazy. And then when someone says to you, like, this is how somebody will get you. Let's say someone's accusing you of stealing money. And someone goes and says, no, I mean, it's normal to steal money. It's okay. We get it. You steal money. We get it. If you would just say that you were talking shit about the RHOBH, it would be okay. And Kyle is like, is it okay for me to say? And this is the thing that I keep coming back to. Every episode, I keep coming back to this. And I be seeing y'all comments talking to me about why y'all keep bringing this up. Well, why I keep bringing this up. And that is, she keep hearkening to the point that she's known PK all these years. You only know PK because of the RHOBH.
I still don't understand.
Stop doing that. Would be like me with your man, with either one of y'all men. Me saying I'll wait.
Don't you make that face, because you just did the same thing with your fucking dog barking in the background.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Exactly.
I got your back, sis.
Thank you, boo-boo.
What Kyle say? You don't even like her. You don't even like her.
I've known Danielle for weeks.
This is when friends this is when you know if a bitch is being real or not. They start bringing up old shit.
Right. What you say? Wait, what you say, Jared? Say it again.
I've been friends with Danielle for weeks.
Period, bitch.
Right. I'm done. But no, she keeps doing that. It's like, Kyle, that doesn't matter. Don't get me wrong. It's like if Jared told me, God forbid, and I want to take it off of y'all because I don't want to put no bad juju. But if one of my friends was in a relationship and then they broke up, and then I was cool with the boyfriend or close with the partner or whatever, Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, it would be sad that I have to end it, but at the end of the day, I know where my loyalty lies. That's it.
Yeah.
Miss Mamas.
Yeah.
And then of course, so then Sutton and Erica show up, and then that's when Kyle decides to, start the apology tour about what has happened. And I also kind of feel like I'm kind of vindicated from last episode, because like the comments are said in the last episode, and like kind of how they just said it in this episode, that it was kind of hypocritical that Kyle, had a problem with Sutton running out all these times, and then here comes Kyle running out of scenes and stuff like that, and here comes Kyle apologizing about it, and Sutton made it a point to make her say it specifically. What are you apologizing about?
Well,
and Kyle had to say, I apologize. Oh,
Kyle can run out of one scene after 13 seasons. She's earned that right. Sutton,
one scene.
Sutton has
one
run
scene.
Out of every scene.
You said
almost.
one. You said. Yeah. Did you say one scene?
Yeah.
Don't forget this one. Don't forget that scene, sweetie.
Oh my God.
Don't. Let's not talk about the husband.
That's not fair.
You want to talk about the husband?
No, she only ran to get away from the glass that was flying in the air. So that's not.
Here she go. Here she go defending Kyle, child. Here she go.
I got you, Kyle, for season 5, not this season.
Well, wait. This is the thing. What I don't understand about Sutton. So I still had an issue with how Sutton was. I thought it was funny.
Me too.
I thought it was. I was very entertaining. It was really good.
Girl.
And the cameraman kept zooming in on the eyes. I was like, "Oh, that's that Ocean Spring vodka." I was like, "Oh wow, she's very upset." What I still can't get over, and I'll say it again. I said it in the previous episode. What I'm still very upset with Sutton is that she's still making why Kyle stormed out still about her situation. We're done with that. She was still trying to use her excuse on how Kyle told her to get her shit together and putting it on this subject, and that's not it.
Right.
Yes, we agree. She isn't taking accountability. We already discussed that. Sutton is so mad that she hasn't taken accountability for the shit that she did to Sutton, and that she's doing the apology tour for Dorit. That's what she's more mad at, and I'm just gonna stick to that. I'm sorry.
Sutton's just doing a lot for me this season, specifically against Kyle, especially when the season premieres. She was on this thing about her and Kyle fixing their friendship. Mm-hmm. And the more I look at it, and especially with this mid-season trailer now, I feel like Sutton's aim is to replace Kyle as kind of like the anchor of the show, so to speak. Or she wants to be...
That could never happen.
The main one. Like, it just seems like she's just going really hard, doing a lot, trying to be involved with everything, and just kind of like doing the most to keep the cameras on her.
I agree with that, but I think it's extremely delusional for her to think that she would be better than anyone on this cast. As the cast stands right now, if Sutton did not show up next season, I'd be okay.
Well, I think she has, but I think she has a lot of fan support, and word on the street, a lot of people have issue with the Beverly Hills Housewives specifically because they say there's a few of them on the cast that pander to Twitter and social media, and Sutton has been the main one that people speak about when it comes to that. And I think that's the thing. I think Sutton sees people hyping her up, and she thinks she's that girl. And she's a great housewife, but is she that girl? I don't know.
No, I can see that. I can see that. But like don't get too big for your britches now, though. Could Sutton have such horrible seasons back to back and then come back and become a season favorite in the way that Dorit has? I don't think Sutton's capable.
No.
I don't think she's capable.
I don't think it's in her character to even do so, to even do a turnaround like that, to be honest with you. I think each move, whichever direction she's going, whether it's super evil or going to, she's now giving away all her money to charity. I just don't think that much of a character development for Sutton isn't there.
But I think
she's a follower.
But I think she's fine either way as long as the camera's on her.
Fair. And she's a follower too, because there was a part when this scene ended. When she said, I don't want to be the judge. I'm the judge. And then Erica says she's the executioner. If you pay attention in that scene, she looks at Garcelle to see if it's shade or not. But when Garcelle laughed, she's like, oh yeah. Like she played it off like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, this is a fun girls moment. It's like she was looking to see if Garcelle clocked it a shade, because I feel like if Garcelle would have clocked it a shade, because to me, Sutton actually felt like it was probably shade, but when she saw Garcelle laugh, she felt like she had to laugh.
Well,
yeah.
Let's be real though. Sutton has a track record of not reading a room.
Yeah.
As everyone is preparing to get ready for Garcelle's beach house extravaganza, everyone's showing up to Kyle's house to carpool. So then everyone's arriving. I must say, when Bose arrived, you can tell that Bose was expecting an apology even before she said it in her confessional, because when she walked in, Kyle was like, "Oh my God, we're like baked potatoes, and look at you looking glass." She was like, "Oh, baked potato." Huh. And then Bose jumps to confession like, "I mean, bitch, you gonna give me an apology?" Unbeknownst to Bose, she just gave the other three bitches apologies. And the home that you disrespected, the owner of that home, no apology.
Nothing.
Also, that that analogy of being a baked potato with like no seasoning was the most accurate. I was like, "Oh, you're
so accurate,
so accurate."
I don't even know where she does, but she said it. I'm like, "Yeah, I can see it."
No salt ass. That shit dry.
That's a fact. That is. I was like, "Damn, Kyle, drag you,
No,
drag you, girl."
Yourself, girl.
Yeah, give me more. But Bose makes it a point to bring up in the confession, like, "Oh wow, I'm not gonna get an apology." Noted. Okay, so Erica shows up. Erica is looking younger and younger.
She looks great.
I don't know. Say it again.
Young dick.
No, Jared, what'd you say?
I just said she looks great. Danielle said something more interesting.
But no, she did. She looks. You know what's crazy? I feel like all the money and all the glam aged her. Now that she's showing up relaxed, she looks just fresh and fun, and she just looks so good to me.
Now that was the budget lowering actually makes her look younger. It's sick.
I mean, you know, sometimes the girls can't overdo it.
Yes, sometimes with less you look better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Eyebrow, so.
I love Dorit's outfit. That was such a cute look.
Like a little, because it was not. It's not suspenders, but it's almost like a suspender.
Yeah.
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 No, it's cute.
So then everyone arrives, and then Dorit, they're like, "Well, how are you, honey?" And then Dorit starts the story about her son Jagger. Apparently, Jagger ran up someone in his school, basically let him know that his mom had posted the post about them separating, and Jagger asked Dorit, "Are you and Bubba about to, get a divorce?" And she's going on about the story, and again, Bose being the blackness I need. Girl, what? Did you stop running? Like, I was just like, that's probably the blackest thing that has ever happened in Kyle's house. Literally the blackest thing that's ever happened in that house. I don't have children. I mean, I know what I felt when I went through my separation and my fur baby, not seeing his daddy. It was a lot. We went through a lot, and we've come on the other side of it, but we went through a lot. And so
girl.
Anyway.
Well, fuck my drag. Damn.
Let me. Anyway, you guys, I got a text from Garcelle. It is time to go. It is time to go.
We gotta go. Gotta get in the car.
Like, come on. I will say this though. How she did it was rude, but I appreciate she did it for Garcelle. I think she really did that for Garcelle. I don't think she was shading Dorit or being nasty. I really felt like she was like, my friend is really excited. I've been talking to my friend on this phone. She is excited about her beach house, and she wants this event to be a really nice, fun event with no drama. I just think Sutton is a little bit on the spectrum, a little off, and that's how she did it.
I agree, but I disagree with you as well. This is why I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you because Sutton has come. First of all, we just talked about it. She doesn't read the room. This lady is talking about her kid and going through a whole divorce. That wasn't in no way, shape, or form for you to start the conversation of, we got to go. The reason why we're meeting up at Kyle's house is because we're going somewhere. But bitch, if I'm telling you a story, what are you rushing for? She rushed it because we all know that Dorit is long-winded. And she didn't know where this story was going to lead. And she wanted to get out because her friend was excited. So all of those things are true. I just think that there was some nasty intent behind it because she didn't know where it was going. And she's not in the best place with Dorit. Let's be real. Again, it just wasn't good. It was rude as fuck.
So rude.
It's knocking on my door.
So nasty. So rude.
Hold on.
Docking pay.
You have a lot of background interference.
But go ahead, Jared.
I am inclined to think, based off of my earlier theory, that Dorit started talking. Sutton knows Dorit is already getting a lot of camera time and a lot of storyline this year. And she said, let me cut this bitch off right now at the knees because she does not need any more camera time. And let's get in this van and head to this fucking beach house. I think so.
You know, there comes a time in life where I tend to think like, wow, Aaron, you're so pessimistic. But then there's always going to be someone that is much more pessimistic than you are. That is crazy. But like now you got me thinking like, oh my God, was that the reason? Here I go try to appeal to better angels. And here you go making me change my thought process.
I just like to put different theories out there.
No, but that's like a really good point.
What did I miss?
You missed it. Next. And so then.
No, I was just saying that, backtracking to my earlier theory, I was wondering if Sutton feels like Dorit is getting a lot of camera time, getting a lot of storyline this season, and she saw Dorit potentially getting more camera time with this story about Jagger, and she said, let me cut this bitch off right now and let's get in this van before she gets more camera time.
I'm not mad at your theory. Because I'm not mad at the theory. We also need to, because this is mid-season, I would like to see who Sutton was talking about when she was talking about her wallet was bigger than whoever's.
Oh, it was definitely
Dorit.
Definitely Dorit. Definitely Dorit. But one thing I will say, I will appreciate, even though Kyle's was more so in the confessional, but if you looked at everyone's face in the scene, every single person in that room felt like it was extremely inappropriate to end that conversation there.
Oh, they were mortified.
Yeah, everyone, and I appreciated that. Yeah. So then everyone arrives to Garcelle's home. Everyone is like, oh my God, Garcelle, it's amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. Kyle had really great words, basically saying like, it's beautiful that she's done this all on her own. You can even hear Dorit giving her high fives and, you know, congratulations and things of that nature. Jennifer Chili gives her a Dolce & Gabbana toaster.
$700 Dolce toaster. And
like,
Erica died, didn't she?
Erica has been marbling over. Now Erica might be we keep talking about Kyle being Erica did this with Diana. Erica did it with Sutton when Sutton first showed up, and now she's doing it with Jennifer Tilly. She might need to be getting with Morgan more than Kyle need to be getting with Morgan, child. While we at it.
She wanted Sugar Mama or Daddy. She just wanted the glam team back.
She just wants some sugar.
She just want that team. She want that team back. She can't just do, oh boy, what's the one boy that she worked the creative director?
Mikey.
She just misses being that girl to be the one that walked in with the pieces, and everybody's like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" Yada yada yada.
Who is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah, and she's like, she was gagging over that. I actually had that in my notes, like the way that she fanned out, like clapping, and no one else seemed to even care about the toaster except for Erica. She was literally clapping. The girls were like, "What are you clapping about?"
I'm a temptress. But no, apparently Garcelle has a loungewear line. Who knew? And so she decides to get. Yeah, that's her own loungewear line.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Take better notes, bitch. And so
I was at work.
Trump, you hear that? No. Do you hear that, Trump? Trump, do you hear that?
First of all, Trump's not my boss. It's somebody else. But yeah.
Marilyn Mosby, do you hear that?
Yeah, that's what it is. Whoever the fuck that is.
The mayor. I thought she was the mayor of DC.
Yeah, that's Mariel Mosby. Yes, correct.
Is that not her?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find out who that bitch is, ho. But anyway, everyone's putting on their loungewear from Garcelle's line, and then Sutton come walking down the steps with her fucking waistline up to her fucking neck.
The suspenders.
Like,
now she
girl,
had invisible suspenders on.
Right. Girl, where's your waist? Then we fast forward to everyone getting to the beach. They get in the golf carts. They get there, yada, yada, yada. Kyle, go ahead. You about to say something.
I was a little offended. Was anyone else offended when Kyle said, "There goes the neighborhood"?
No. She was saying, "There goes the neighborhood," because they were speeding down the street. They were being a ghetto trash, not like that's what she was saying. Okay.
Y'all just look for any reason to want it with Kyle. She's had enough this season. You're a coach.
I just defended her. I just defended her.
Thank
you.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Whoa.
It was something about that rubbed me the wrong way. But go ahead.
She want people to be anti-black so bad. We move on to the girls at the bar. Kyle and Dorit are at the bar. And Kyle wants to pull Dorit to the side so they can have a conversation. Meanwhile, Bose brings up the fact that, Garcelle wasn't there at Kyle's house. And she tells Garcelle about what Dorit brought up. Then Garcelle gives her story about what she went through in her separation. And that was heartbreaking. I can imagine that how sad that would be.
Yeah.
And one of the things I can appreciate with the conversation with Kyle and Dorit, completely different energy, but the intent was still the same. I'm going to get my point across. I am not going to let up because we are trying to get to a better place. I want to be very clear. I need reciprocity. What you expect from me, I need to be able to expect from you, and you need to be able to readily give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like Kyle was receptive to it.
I thought she was. And honestly, and just going because we're talking about the actual sit down now, the end of the scene.
Yeah.
With that sit down, that was the most genuine we've seen Kyle and Dorit this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Even from last episode.
Genuine? They've been genuine the whole time. I just think this is the nicest they've been to each other, or the calmest.
But can you really be genuine when you're beefing with a bitch?
Yes, that's when I'm most genuine. When I'm angry, I'm genuine when I'm angry.
Whether they're a friend or not, and especially these two were genuinely hurt by each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So there was still some type of negativity in their heart. So I felt like in that conversation, guards were completely let down. That was a neutral conversation where they were completely honest, and what I mean by genuine,
so
where they let each other.
Not genuine, vulnerable.
No, I would say both. I would say that they were genuine and they were vulnerable, to be honest with you, because again, I don't believe, even when you're saying that they were always genuine each other, I don't believe that. They weren't friends. They were talking shit about each other in the back. That wasn't genuine. If I'm not cool with a bitch, it's not nothing genuine about it.
What?
Can you stop rocking back and forth like that?
So apparently, when I'm in edits, I notice that I do that. When I'm in edits, I be like, why am I doing that?
No, I was distracted.
Sorry.
I was watching you do like...
You doing a windmill, bitch?
Whatever, but go ahead.
I mean, I think you both... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Danielle.
No. Okay. I'm saying, what were you saying, Jared?
Oh, no, I kind of think you both are correct between when it comes to like vulnerability versus authenticity, et cetera, et cetera. I think all of those are true and fair. I think it more so goes to show that delivery goes a long way. Mm-hmm. But I mean, honestly, sometimes you have to have those moments or a screaming match or to get it out. Are you with us, girl?
Oh my God. So nasty and so rude.
Lord have mercy. I mean, you can't be...
I heard you say to get it out. You can't
be texting nobody. You announce that you're a single spinster now, not dating anymore. So, I mean... But anyway, in the spirit of being authentic. But sometimes you just have to have those... Sometimes you have to have a screaming match, or you have to have like a moment of explosion, and then you can have a real conversation once you let that out. But yeah, it was a good conversation though. Huh?
Depending on the person.
Depending on the person. You can't do it with everybody, correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was nice to finally see, hopefully, them put a bow, even if it's temporary, on this situation, because as we mentioned earlier and on previous podcasts, or at least I did, I'm ready to move on from this.
Yeah.
Very fair.
That's
And so then after they, button it up and and have their discussion and things like that, they come back to the group. And then I think the one major thing that popped out to me, I do want to ask y'all this question as the only single one on the cast.
I knew you were gonna go here.
How much money?
Oh my God.
Actually, well, what for Jared? Free.
I'm like, I already know where you're going with it. I totally went for this question. I know.
Right. But how much money? Like, would you give your partner to have? Like, would you allow your partner to have sex with someone for $1 million? Actually, let's put it in our world. 100K.
Yeah.
100K.
Shit.
You wouldn't do it for 100K?
Shit, you shitting me.
Girl.
I'd beat that bitch upside the head.
For 100K, you wouldn't do it?
Fuck no.
Child. Child, for 50, I'll give it to me.
So if any viewers have 100K that and they need a good time, I'll show you some pictures of my other half.
Well, let me circle back to my husband now because hold on.
Hello.
What would you do for a little bit of change? Do we need it?
Hello.
Then now the $1 million, a conversation would be had at the table.
A conversation? I didn't even know conversation. Just go take it to a dark room and like, hey, perform. At this point. We move on to the part where they basically bring up that Erica says she's never truly had like this whirlwind love. I hated that, but and it's so interesting because she's a Cancer, and Cancers are so emotional, and I just found that so interesting that
disconnected though.
What do you mean?
I mean, I was raised by 2 Cancers. So emotional but disconnected in the weirdest way possible. So
like a Leo. I'm emotional, but I don't. But I'm not gonna show it. I only out of anger.
Yeah, and see, Cancers will show that emotion, but it's almost like in a passive way. It's so weird.
Yeah, I can see that.
I also feel like Erica gives me, and based off of what she shared about her past, she's always been looking more for stability versus looking for love.
Always.
Yeah. So she probably never even found herself in a situation to really be in love.
She didn't have time to. She was too busy trying to figure out, can I get a house out of this?
Right.
What's this? Excuse me, if I leave him, am I getting alimony?
Yeah.
So she had other things on the docket, literally.
Shout out to her son being one of the witnesses in the ASAP Rocky trial.
What the fuck was that about?
That is so random because he was like one of the responding officers to the shooting or whatever. All right, guys, you know what time it is.
Everybody just calm down.
Girl, just calm down. For me, in this episode, I would say who I would like to calm down would have to be Sutton. I did not like that moment that she did with Dorit interrupting her in that way. Even though I felt like she may have had the purest intentions for Garcelle, that it wasn't cool.
Yeah, for me it's Sutton Strack. I feel like it's gonna be Sutton every episode for me, but for sure this episode.
Have your own back, Sutton Strack.
And it's gonna be Sutton for me. Honestly, that moment with the child, with somebody talking about their child, girl, let it be.
No, that's very fair.
Well, it's a sweep.
That's a sweep. I mean, this is only our second time doing it, but Sutton is the first sweep of it all. All right, so that's a wrap on this episode of Everybody Just Calm Down. If you enjoyed this show, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on social media on Instagram, Threads, Twitter. Am I missing anything else? That's it. That's where we are. Thanks for listening. And remember, I'm your boy, Poe Theory.
I'm Jared.
And I'm your girl, Danielle.
Oh, have a good one, guys. Love you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So cutie.